Breaking news out of the Supreme Court. Politico is reporting a leak of the Supreme Court's opinion in Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health. This is the decision that could potentially overrule Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey. This is the decision that could potentially obliterate the completely fictional national right to an abortion that was established in 1973. The leak itself is shocking, unprecedented. You've never seen this kind of a breach of trust from the Supreme Court. But from the decision that we've got, this is just a 98-page draft of Justice Sam Alito writing the opinion of the court. According to this leak, if the leak is legit, the Supreme Court is voting to overrule Roe versus Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey. The court is voting to overrule national abortion. Most important decision in my lifetime, if this is legit, from the draft. Quote, Roe was egregiously wrong from the start. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences. And far from bringing about a national settlement of the abortion issue, Roe and Casey have inflamed debate and deepened division. We hold that Roe and Casey must be overruled. The Constitution makes no reference to abortion, and no such right is implicitly protected by any constitutional provision, including the one on which the defenders of Roe and Casey now chiefly rely, the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. That provision has been held to guarantee some rights that are not mentioned in the Constitution, but any such right must be deeply rooted in this nation's history and tradition and implicit in the concept of ordered liberty. The right to abortion does not fall within this category. Until the latter part of the 20th century, such a right was entirely unknown in American law. The Constitution does not prohibit the citizens of each state from regulating or prohibiting abortion. Roe and Casey arrogated that authority. We now overrule those decisions and return that authority to the people and their elected representatives. Obviously, if this is legit, obviously this is the right decision. It's right constitutionally, it's right legally, it's right morally. There are two theories now on how this got leaked. One theory is that it was a liberal activist who was working for Justice Sonia Sotomayor. Sotomayor is the furthest left member of the court, and so a lot of the chatter is surrounding her staff. The second theory is that this may have been a hack. This went to the Politico national security reporter, so maybe it wasn't a leak from the court. Maybe it was just someone going in and finding it in the court emails. I, for one, suspect it was the former. I bet this was a leak. This is the sacrament for the left. Killing babies on the altar of progress is their highest sacrament. We're not talking about safe, legal, and rare. We are talking about abortion on demand without apology, shouted from the rooftops. People are shocked at the leak. They're shocked, they say, that you would have this kind of breach of trust on the court. I'm not shocked at all. Of course they leaked the opinion. These people kill babies. Okay, if you're willing to kill a baby, you're probably willing to leak a document. The only purpose to leaking this right now is to intimidate the conservative members of the court into changing their opinion and protecting the license to kill babies all around the country. The secondary purpose will be to pressure Democrat legislators into making Roe versus Wade the law of the land. But the chief goal here is to intimidate the conservatives on the court. Do not let them do it. We knew there were going to be shenanigans now more than ever. Now, not just in my lifetime, probably in the last 50 years of politics, now more than ever is the time to hold strong. If this opinion is legit, if the court is voting to strike down Roe v. Wade and Planned Parenthood v. Casey, then Donald Trump has already secured his spot as one of the greatest and most consequential presidents in the United States ever in American history. This takes us all the way back to election 2016, the big debate over, well, should we support Trump? Well, Trump's got some problems and he seems to have been kind of liberal in the past, but the judges, but Roe versus Wade, but getting those conservatives on the court, well, it's not worth it. I don't think he's going to really do it. And the judges won't hold firm. If this opinion is real, this resolves the question. This resolves the question because, one, Trump ended up being a very relatively conservative president, much more conservative than anyone thought. Trump did not turn out to be the crazy maniac who was going to overthrow democracy. He didn't do any of that. But more importantly, he will have been the guy who got Roe v. Wade overruled by getting 3 judges onto the court. Now, what the libs want to do is leak this so that 1, they can cause riots in the streets. 2, they can get death threats to the conservatives on the court. That's what they're doing. That's what they're out for. It's the only thing that they could be out for. And as part of that pressure campaign, they'll be pressuring the liberals in the House and in the Senate to pass a national law saying that abortion is a protected right. Now, they don't have enough votes for that right now because you'd have to get over the filibuster. You'd need 60 votes in the Senate. That doesn't exist. You're not going to get Joe Manchin to vote for this. I don't think you're going to get Kyrsten Sinema to vote for this. So then they'll have to get rid of the filibuster, all in order to serve up more innocent little baby sacrifices to their idol Moloch. That's what it's all about. They just are trying to kill more babies. When you put it in those terms, it's so sick. It's so sick, but it's a mania, and it is their most deeply cherished right, quote unquote, in the country. And so they're going to try to do that. And they think that this will help them in the midterms. That's the long game here. They think that turning this election into an election about abortion is going to help them. I think they're wrong about that. I don't think there's any evidence that this is going to help them. I think infanticide plays not nearly as well in Peoria as they all think that it will. I mentioned yesterday on the show, I said, I'm not making any predictions here, but I'm a little worried about the Dobbs decision. The reason I was worried is because John Roberts suggested that he was not going to write the opinion of the court. And I said, I'm not making any predictions here about how the case is going to turn out, but it seems like some things are a little off here. It seems like something. So if this is the case, that Sam Alito is writing the opinion of the court, then we don't know. This very well might be a 5-4 decision. We just don't know. Maybe Roberts is going to side with the liberals. We're not sure. The thing we know right now, though, is this draft was written in February. February 10th is what it stated. If this is the opinion, it will be the most important political development in my lifetime, really, of the last 50 years. We're talking about 60 million babies. 60 million. We all use euphemisms when we talk about abortion and women's health care and reproductive rights. And we all use these. We're talking about 60 million babies. The number is unfathomable. How many people in this country should be walking around right now and are not because of this decision in 1973? This is absolutely earth-shattering stuff. And actually, even beyond the question of abortion, this leaked draft of the court opinion has achieved another shocking goal, which is all of a sudden everyone's a biologist. All of a sudden you're seeing memes again, no uterus, no opinion. This is a war on women. You're seeing all these arguments from 10 years ago. I thought we didn't know what a woman was. Ketanji Jackson, on this now will soon be on the Supreme Court, said that she can't tell what a woman is because she's not a biologist. All of a sudden, everybody's a biologist. Sam Alito can tell you what a woman is, and all the people reading Sam Alito can tell you what a woman is. Absolutely earth-shattering stuff. And I won't let the libs get me down. They're trying to gum this up. They're trying to pressure the conservatives to switch. What the conservatives need to do right now, just come out with the opinion. I don't know if it's in its final draft. This goes all the way back to February, so presumably it's in much better shape. Come out with the opinion. If the opinion is substantially different from this draft, then we will know that the libs have succeeded at pressuring, at threatening violence. That's really what this is about, right? You whip up all of the riots. You're going to have a whole lot of mostly peaceful demonstrations coming out with Molotov cocktails and rocks and all the rest of it. And it will make a mockery of our system of government. I never want to hear about the norms. Our norms are sacred, cherished, democratic norms. I don't want to hear it from the left anymore. I never want to hear the stupid phrase, January 6th. This is so much more egregious an attack on our democracy than January 6th ever was. It's not even comparable. It's not even comparable. The leaking of this document. I never want it. I don't want to see any more crocodile tears from the libs. If I see them, I'm just going to collect them in my leftist tears tumbler. The opinion is phenomenal news. The leak is really scary news, especially for the judges who are going to be threatened now. So now is the time. Stand firm, guys. You can do it. Stand firm. This is the moment. This is what we're all here for. Glad you liked that clip. Now, ding, 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 ring that bell, subscribe, get notifications. Head on over to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to The Michael Knowles Show. We'll see you next time.